What's up, Lab Life Pro? This is DJ Icewater with a little Pro Tools tip for you. Now, what I'm going to show you today is how to extract a loop from an audio file without having any BPM or grid information on the particular file. And what that involves is using the tab to transient function built into Pro Tools. So the first thing I want to do is just drag a song onto a track, and we'll start off with this one. Let's just take a listen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So that's the Impeach the President break, and we want to extract that first bar of drums to create a little drum loop. So the way you do that is with the tab to transient. If this is not enabled, the tab button on your computer will just jump to the region boundaries. Every time you hit tab, option tab brings you backwards. It takes you over there. With tab to transient enabled, the tab button now, instead of jumping to the region boundaries, it'll jump to the next transient that it detects. As you can see, as I hit tab, it will move the cursor to the point where it detects a transient. Now you have to use your ears a little bit because Pro Tools may or may not pick the transient that you want. So I hit tab and you see the cursor right at the start of where this song, the audio begins, and I'm pretty sure that's the right place because the song starts with a kick drum, but let's just listen to make sure. And that sounds about right. So now that I'm over here, I want to separate the region to create a new region boundary. The way you do that is under Edit, Separate Clip, and at Selection. The shortcut is Command E, so if you know your shortcuts, I recommend learning them and using them. So now let's just take a listen, and we'll listen until we get to the end of this first bar, and then we'll try to find the transient for our out point on this loop. So right here we know is that this is the first kick drum of the second bar, and we don't want that. So we want to hit tab, and it'll snap right to the transient of the start of the second bar, and we can separate the region there. Now if I double click on the region and hit play, we should have a clean loop. Make sure your loop is turned on in Pro Tools. So there you have it, a clean loop was created. Let's try it again with another example just so you can see how easy it is. And pull in this other song. Let's just take a listen to it. So that's Cutie Pie by One Way, and tab to transient is on. I'll take 2 bars of this one. So I move my cursor just before the start of it, hit tab. So you see it caught a little bit of some small waveform before the actual kick. So it's a good idea to, listen and also use your eyes to see that it's the right transient, and that isn't it. So I'm going to hit tab one more time, and you see the cursor move right up to the start of the kick drum. Separate the region. Let's listen for 2 bars. So I know right there is where the end of the second bar is. So I'm going to hit tab again, and it jumps right to it. Zoom in a little bit, and you can see that it's right at the right location. Separate the region, and if I select this region, and you hear it looping seamlessly. So now I can just take this, I'll delete everything else, select it, and then duplicate it, which is Command D, as much as I need to create just a instrumental loop that I can then bounce out to its own track. So that's just a quick way to extract loops from audio files and to use in your productions.